Hello everyone, EtherSong here, and today I'm going to be looking at the Dragon's Dogma 2 official site and trailer that got revealed today. So this is a game that I am really looking forward to. I had first played the first Dragon's Dogma a couple years back, so quite a while after its release, but the combat really impressed me. It had really held up well across a number of years, and I feel like the first game has been growing good following as more and more people realize how good the combat was in that game and are looking for more gameplay like that, which finally led to Dragon's Dogma 2 coming out nearly, was it like a decade after the first game's release. So we're going to be finally seeing some gameplay from this, so I'm going to jump right into the trailer and take a look at it. So let's see what they have to offer here. Conviction is the human will that reaches its greatest power. So overall, a giant, I guess, graphics update from the first game, being that it's been, you know, a decade.
You do not remember? Then have you forgotten that you protected me from the dragon's flames?
You need only believe in your own destiny, Arisen.
Of course. That
The combat. I can't wait to try out the combat.
Then where might our true Arisen?
Oh, is that the magic, like Archer, kind of like build?
Praise be, for only the Sovereign's guidance can lead us true. Long live the Sovereign Uppermost!
A meteor showering down upon the enemies. And there's the dragon. The combat's just it's just amazing how you can like jump on the enemies. There's so many like weak points with different ways to fight. You have your own pawns. And these enemy designs too.
That is most unfortunate.
Yeah, what was it, like a Gorgon or something? It was pretty pretty, I don't know, like grotesque almost in its design. But it's looking to be pretty good. And the main thing, like with the first Dragon's Dogma as well, is you're able to climb on top of enemies and kind of battle them in like a lot of different ways. And you have various classes that get more and more developed as you unlock new skills and things. And you also have your own pawns. You have like a party of these 3 other NPCs, and one of them is your own personal pawn. I don't know if they're going to do the same thing in Dragon's Dogma 2 here, but you had your own personal pawn that you could kind of customize as another like ally for you, and the other pawns you get from other players. But the combat itself in the first game was really great, and it looks like they're keeping that essence there. We can see kind of the night and day, or the night in Dragon's Dogma was very dark, so you had to use light sources to light up, and there was a lot more dangerous enemies and whatnot out at that time. So seeing that also taking play here, we can see how powerful the light spell, or I mean, how much light it adds to this dark scene. Because you couldn't really see much until that light came in, which really has a deep dark of night, which is something I really enjoyed about the first Dragon's Dogma as well. And the combat itself, yeah, it's looking good. I'm guessing they just kind of take the base of the first game and improve upon it with, I guess, kind of modernize it with more modern features here. Look at these enemy designs. And this was like a harpy or something? What is this? It's just creepy, right? But it looks great. And also being able to climb on top of these enemies. You saw the person like flying on top of the griffin, clinging to it. Oh yeah, it's just looking great. I can't wait for this to come out. Let's take a look what else they have on their official site again.
Came together.
Oh, we had something else playing back here. So let's jump back to the official site. So that was the trailer. So set forth on your grand adventure, Arisen. Dragon's Dogma 2, about the deep, explorable fantasy world of Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma is a single-player, narrative-driven action RPG that challenges players to choose their own experience, from the appearance of their Arisen, their vocation, their party, how to approach different situations, and more. On your journey, you'll be joined by pawns, mysterious otherworldly beings, in an adventure so unique you will feel as if you're accompanied by other players while on your own adventure. All these elements are elevated further by the latest graphics, artificial intelligence, and physics technology to truly create an immersive fantasy world in Dragon's Dogma 2. So I'm interested in seeing how much the pawns have undergone changes, I guess the improvements to AI. Although at the time, the pawns felt pretty impressive as AI for characters in the game. They learned, you kind of could teach them things to do. Or you can show the pawns, these are things you can do to like attack the enemy, or you can pick up these kind of things, or these kind of put like oil and fire together and you can burn the enemies. You could like teach them various things to do and they would learn. So you could kind of customize your pawns through teaching them various ways you want them to interact with the world. It was also a very interesting system they had in the first game. And I'm guessing all the parts of the base game are going to be expanded upon and I guess hopefully improved in the second game here. So I'm looking forward to it. What else? We have the story here. The story begins in an underground Gaul. Is it jail? Is that how it's pronounced? I think that was like also in like Elden Ring, they had this like spelling for things where the dragon's voice echoes in the fog of lost memories. Ascend, arisen, and best me in accordance with the dogma of this world. Betwixt the domains of human and beastren, a hero must fulfill their forgotten destiny. What dogma does your heart see through your eyes? 'Tis a tale of the one who shall slay the dragon and claim the throne. So as for the story, I didn't play through all of the first game yet, which is something I really want to kind of get to before the second one comes out. But it's a similar kind of story where your heart gets basically stolen by this dragon and you gain this like special power as like a arisen, where you're then able to control these pawns they have down here, which are like these NPCs that can aid you in battle. And here's with some more explanations. They have the dragon, symbol of the world's destruction, soars through the sky with its massive wings and breathes flames that scorch everything in its path. Some are terrified by its ascent, while others revere it as a god. We have the arisen, whom the player controls. Their heart is taken by the dragon, sending them on a path where they must slay the dragon. And the arisen, it kind of sounds similar to, I guess, some of the names for that are called for like what Dark Souls series. You had like the Tarnished, and what else? You had like different names for like in the Dark Souls and Elden Ring series. But this game itself is a lot more, I guess, fast-paced action compared to kind of like the slow, deliberate actions taken in the Dark Souls game, where you kind of wait for an enemy to move. In this one, you're a lot more in their face, it feels like. And some of the spells are really crazy in this game. You can summon meteors and things that come down on top of the enemy. So I would say, while some of the names and things sound a little bit similar, and the difficulty can be similar difficulty to the, I guess, Dark Souls games, there are some difficult parts to it, but this is more of like a party-oriented, fast-paced kind of action. But it's a single-player party kind of game, but in action. So with, Capcom has a very good action games. So that's kind of where it lies, if you're wondering how it's different from something like Dark Souls or something like that with those kind of names. And then we have the pawns here. So mysterious, otherworldly beings devoted to serving the arisen, with their character uniquely determined by the player and controlled by AI. They make gameplay feel like you're accompanied by others. So these are the pawns. So you had one personal pawn in the first game, and then you had two other ones you could get from other players online. And these kind of serve as your party. So if you were like a close range class, you could get maybe like a spellcaster pawn to heal you or buff your character, or I don't know, do damaging spells to the enemies. So there was a lot of ways you could kind of customize your party. And there was a lot of interactions, like skills with things as well. Like if like a character had a shield, they could lift up their shield and the other character could jump off of it to jump on top of the enemy's head and stab it. And you could like jump on top of like a Cyclops' head or something and stab it in the eye, and then it's gonna go like hold its head in pain. So there was so many different ways to interact with enemies and various things. Some enemies, like for like hydras and things, they had multiple heads. You could cut off their head or things like that. So that was very cool way of gameplay. I love the monsters. Like there's giant monsters and there's various ways to fight them. So there's like enemies have certain weaknesses. You can kind of think about how you want your party to be put together to fight them. So the combat was really great in the first one, and I'm really looking forward to the second game here. And it looks like we don't have a release date yet, But we're starting to get some more information, so it's exciting to see that. So I'll be looking forward to this in the future as more information comes out. And once it releases, I'll be playing it. Until then, I will be looking forward to more information as it comes out. And I would like to thank you for watching. See you later.